Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kadisha, your board certified emergency medicine physician and Amazon #1 best-selling author of the book, Help Us Help You in the Emergency Room. It's what an ER doctor would tell you if she only had the time. And you know, I was at South by Southwest last week, and I learned a lot. I networked, even went to some lectures. Yes, South by Southwest is more than just music. There's lots of seminars on things from healthcare to the environment to lots of technology, lots of the future of this and the future of that, marketing. There was the virtual cinema expo also, where you could go and watch tons of movies through a pair of goggles. So that was pretty cool. So I was inspired by that experience last week to talk to you guys about festival safety. But who am I? Again, I'm Dr. Kadisha. I'm your board certified emergency medicine physician and Amazon #1 best-selling author of that book, Help Us Help You in the Emergency Room. And my ER care and concierge care help people feel better, be safer, and better prepared for an emergent medical situation. And I did the 5-day challenge last week to help folks get themselves and their family emergency ready, so that emergent situations would not be unnecessarily emergent or stressful. And we talked about so many things, from knowing exactly how to get to your emergency department entrance, like the correct entrance, to knowing what your insurance status is, to just having you take that card out of your wallet and, actually looking at the card. Have you touched it in a year? Seeing if it's intact, if it's legible, and if it's active. So that was last week, but feel free to check out theerchallenge.com if you missed that. That's www.theerchallenge, that's TheerChallenge.com. Okay, so I wanted to talk about some safety tips for festivals. You know, spring is coming. South by Southwest is winding down. But yeah, festival season is here. And, we're going to go. Your kids are going to go. So here's some things to help you guys stay out of the emergency room during festival season. So number 1 is party safe. Party safe, party safe. Make the most out of your music festival experience by keeping tab on how much you're drinking and avoiding binge drinking. Remember to eat meals and drink plenty of water to slow down the onset of the effects of alcohol and the severity of those effects of alcohol. And who wants to be the one that was remembered as being the one that threw up at the festival? You're not going to live that down. So why not pace yourself, drink water, and eat to kind of soak up some of that alcohol and slow the absorption of alcohol into your bloodstream. Okay? Now, and I'm real, I'm an emergency medicine physician, so I see you guys who can't handle your alcohol and who can't handle your drugs. Okay, so while illicit drugs may seem like fun, they can also be dangerous, and especially because you don't know what's in them. Yeah, you think you're smoking weed, but there might be something laced in it. When I was a resident in Washington, D.C., I remember one summer we had a rash of PCP intoxication, and the person would come in saying that the last thing they remembered was they were smoking marijuana, and you found out that it was laced with PCP, with formaldehyde, and the next thing they knew, they were butt naked in the middle of the highway. So the festival is not a time to start using drugs. It's not, if you have to use drugs, it's not the time to get drugs from somebody that you don't know. Okay, and don't mix alcohol with these drugs. You don't know how they'll react, especially if you're young. And, you know, they could make you sick and just ruin the entire festival experience. Ruin it for you and your friends. You know, I mean, do you really want to be that one who had everyone leave the festival because you got... So, if you or someone has had a bad reaction to the drugs, you know, still go to the paramedics. You know, you're not going to get in trouble for telling a medical professional what you've taken. It's more important to make sure that you're safe and that you avoid any life-threatening situations from experimenting. Okay, there we are again. Great. Hi, Dr. Charlotte. Thanks a lot for coming. Okay, Dr. Charlotte is a pediatric ophthalmologist, and I'm so happy to have her here. Thank you, Dr. Charlotte. So we're talking about festival safety, and the first thing we mentioned was partying safely. Pacing yourself as far as alcohol, eating food, drinking water, drinking non-alcoholic drinks to avoid the effects of the alcohol. Not experimenting with drugs, and if you have to use drugs, don't get it from someone you don't know, because you might be smoking more than what you thought. You might be inhaling more than what you thought. You might be injecting more than what you thought. And you don't want to be the one who's throwing up all over the place, who's acting bizarrely, and might even have to cause your friends to leave the festival to go to the ER because you can't handle what you're taking, and it's something that you shouldn't have been taking. And last but not least, like Dr. Charlotte was saying, like we were discussing, don't be afraid to ask for help. You're not gonna, if you're so ill, don't worry about being, arrested or anything like that. Our focus is to treat you and make sure that you're safe. So that's the ER doctors and the paramedics. Your safety is our first concern. Number 2, stay cool and hydrated. Partying and watching your favorite bands play under the blazing sun can really dehydrate you. So, avoid dehydration by drinking plenty of water, Gatorade, especially if you're drinking alcohol. Alcohol dehydrates you. You know how you have to urinate a lot? People have to urinate constantly while they're drinking. Alcohol dehydrates you. Okay, just like, if you put alcohol on your hands and suddenly your skin feels dry, it has that same effect in your body. So don't, try to monitor your time in the sun. If you start to feel like headaches or weak or nauseous, just take a step back, fall back, and sit under a tree or sit in a tent or a shady area for a while and make sure that you stay hydrated. Because again, you do not want to be the one that has to leave your festival, especially while you're waiting. And usually your favorite band is like the last band. You don't want to have to leave before your favorite band comes on. No, you don't want to have to do that. So pace yourself. Don't be out in the sun for hours and hours at a time. And wear a hat, wear sunscreen, sunglasses, things like that, and stay in shady areas when you can. So, and Dr. Charlotte can definitely speak on how the sun can hurt your eyes. So, especially children, you got to make sure that you have your sunglasses on. It's not just to be cool or so you can look at the stage, but it's also better for your eyes too. So number three, thank you, Dr. Charlotte, for numbering it. Chill out, take a break. We don't want you to have to worry about heat stroke, and it can come on easily, especially when you're under the hot sun for prolonged periods. Drinking alcohol and taking drugs can also lead to heat stroke because they make it hard for your body to cool itself down. Okay, hi, Dr. Kalani. Thanks for coming in. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, heat, Alcohol, drugs is a bad combination. It can lead to dehydration, heat illness, heat stroke, and you having to leave the festival, or maybe even the whole group of you having to leave the festival because someone is so sick. Do you really want to spend Saturday afternoon in the ER, or, you know, huddled around an ambulance because you're ill? You don't want to do that. So, okay, so here's a risque topic. Number four, practice safe sex. If you're gonna hook up with someone at a festival, be safe so you don't catch an STI. The best way to look after your sexual health is to use condoms and take them with you so you're prepared, okay? And if you have sex, remember that everyone involved needs to definitely agree. Someone saying maybe or I think so is not good enough, especially when alcohol and drugs are involved. And I've had to, on plenty of occasions, had to tell young people that it looks like they're having their first episode of herpes. And you know, herpes is a lifelong thing, and sometimes not even condoms can protect you from that. So I would avoid that kind of activity with strangers and outside anyway. And then also, people could be filming, people could be recording. You know, this is the age of smartphones and social media. Why would you want to do some stuff like that at a festival anyway? You know, there's certain famous kids that we've seen on social media making out with their boyfriends and stuff like that, and you know, people just want to embarrass you. So I would avoid that. So make sure that everyone agrees to do it, though. If you're going to do it, be safe. Make sure that the other person is completely willing. You don't want someone to sober up and then say that that wasn't something that they wanted to do. And even if you end up performing oral sex on someone, that doesn't mean you have to do everything. You shouldn't feel pressure to do something that you don't want to do. Number 5, bring your medication. Take any medicine that you need with you. Depending on your health and your medical needs, consider taking an asthma inhaler, taking antihistamines like your Claritin, your Zyrtec, Allegra, things like that, antidepressants, and an antiseptic. You know, definitely bring hand sanitizer with you. But yes, you know, the festival day is not a day to skip your medication. And if it means that you can't drink, then don't drink. You do not want to have a seizure out at the festival in front of everybody just because you didn't want to take your medicine so you could drink. You don't want to have to leave because you forgot your inhaler. You know, you don't want to, I mean, that just ruins the whole day just so you can get a refill for your inhaler. So, you know, don't waste your opportunity to have fun because you didn't bring your medication. Festivals will have first aid facilities, but they usually don't have a medical service. So if you need to see a general practitioner or a pharmacist, using an app called the Health Direct app to locate one. That's HEALTHDIRECT app. But I mean, usually if something acute is coming on, go see the paramedics and see whether or not you need to come to the emergency room. Excuse me. So yeah, just go to the paramedics first and get checked out, or go to the first aid tent also. Another thing, which is really smart, number 6, is learning your way around. When you first get to the festival, check out where, where exits are, what's where exits are, where the restrooms are. Festivals can be very confusing, so it's important to know where the toilets are, the first aid is, where the food stalls are. you know, where the chill out zones are. Most festivals provide a map, or you could just walk around and explore. So that's another benefit to getting to the festival early. You know, just, yeah, know where the toilets are. Know where the toilets are, know where the water is, okay, and know where shady areas are, and where the exits are too, in case something pops off. You want to know where those exits are. Number 7, protect your hearing. Now, when you know, while you know the drum is thumping and the guitars are blaring and stuff like that, with the riffs and the screeching vocals and everything, you know, that's part of the festival. That's part of the sound and everything. They can also hammer your hearing. Loud noise and music festivals go hand in hand, but be prepared to protect your ears with ear plugs. And if you can't cope with the loud noise, there's no shame in moving away from the speakers for a while. Okay, because yeah, it's not worth your hearing for a couple hours. Okay, so that's number 7. So number 6 is learn your way around. Know where the exits are. Know where the restrooms are. Know where the water is. Know where the shady areas are. That's 6. 7 is protect your hearing. 8 is have a buddy system. Consider using a buddy system where you look out for a friend and they look out for you. Organize a time and meeting place where with your buddy in case you guys get lost or you want to go off and see different things. You know, pick out that tree or that tent or that food, you know, the food truck or something like that, so that you guys, you know, don't spend the whole festival looking for each other, or after the festival's over, you know, you're standing around late at night because you can't find each other. So, because, you know, it's like, yeah, okay, everyone has smartphones, but smartphones die, don't they? Smartphones die. So, you have to rely on the good old school buddy system. You know, have a meeting place. Agreed to meet at a certain place, you know, like every hour or something like that, just so you can keep track of each other. And number 9, watch your drinks. Drink spiking is when a person deliberately adds alcohol or another drug like GHB, which stands for gamma hydroxybutyrate, which is like a date rape drug, or Rohypnol, also a date rape drug, to your drink without you knowing. There's a video on YouTube where a couple of girls are having a good time with their little cups, and a guy just, real quick, that's all it took. He just dropped a pill in there. They didn't even realize that they had their cups in their hands, and they were none the wiser. And we all know the case of Jasmine Eland. I discussed that on this page. You can check that video out. I did that a few weeks ago. She was a young lady who went alone to a nightclub in Atlanta and started hanging out with a guy, and he put something in her drink, and she became as limp like a rag doll and ended up sexually assaulted, and they're in court right now. So watch your drinks. Even when they're in your hands, watch your drinks. So that's number 9. Okay, so, and then lastly, you know, download some helpful apps. Download the apps for the festival, like South by Southwest had an app. The reachout.com toolbox provides a range of useful tools and apps that may be helpful when you're out and about. So if you have an urgent question about alcohol and other drugs, call the National Alcohol and Other Drug Hotline. Put that in your phone. That's 1-800-250. Let's see. Yeah, let me look that up for you. It's 1-800-250. And I think one of the numbers is missing for me. But, yeah, and then check out the Health Direct app for like your nearest like urgent care center or GP. That's also good. But I can't believe I didn't stress this enough, but know where the paramedics are. Know where the paramedics are. You know, strike up a conversation. They're usually pretty cool guys, and they will watch out for you. They'll watch out for you, especially, you know, if you do bother to venture out by yourself, then, you know, they'll definitely keep an eye out for you. So I've got an easier number for you. So if a friend has taken, you know, some alcohol and drugs and they're acting in an unusual way, or if you feel like, you know, you're having a reaction to something that you're not familiar with, go to the paramedics. Go to the paramedics. You know, some sources want to say call this hotline or call that hotline, and if you're not feeling right, don't even bother. Find the paramedics. If there's a delay or something like that, you can call Poison Control. That's 1-800-222-1222. But really, if you feel like you're reacting to something, get to the paramedics fast. Get to the paramedics before you become even more incapacitated. But definitely have a buddy with you. So those are 10 ways to practice festival safety, since festival season is upon us, and I want you to be safe and have fun. And again, I am Dr. Kadisha, your board certified emergency medicine physician and author of the #1 best-selling book on Amazon, Help Us Help You in the Emergency Room. You can get a hard copy of that at www.helpushelpyoubook.com. That's helpushelpyoubook.com. It's all spelled out. Or you can check it out on Amazon for instant access on your phone. But follow me at DrKadishaMD on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you so much, Dr. Charlotte. Thanks for watching. Guys, please please comment. Please let me know of other topics that you want me to discuss. And please share this, because a lot of people like to go to festivals, and if they don't like to go, they often have, you know, teenagers or college-age kids or just young adult children who have yet to become ill from anything. And believe me, when they come to the ER, they're extremely dramatic because they've never been sick before. Please share this with them. Don't just watch. I know I've run into a lot of people who've told me they watch, but they don't hit like. Please hit like, comment, and share. So this is Dr. Kadisha, your board certified emergency physician, saying good night to you. Until next time, let me know what you'd like to talk about in the future, and have a good night, and have fun, but be safe at these festivals. Good night.